We are in Canada right now. A bad day's fishing is better than a good day at work, I think. Uh-oh, we got problems here. My wife's flowers. Look, football ref in the night. We're going to East Buchanan, and then I'm heading to Canada after that. I got everything loaded up. We got from chainsaws to coolers to fishing poles, food, pop. So I'm gonna shut this down. We're gonna take off. We're gonna pick the boat up afterwards. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Look at that. You think you're going with? You can't go with. Yeah, I'm gonna head off here. We'll get done reffing hopefully about 9:30. Come back to Butte, load up the boat, pick up my buddy, pick up his boat, and then we're gonna take off to Canada. Hopefully we're out of Dubuque by 10:30, 11. Put us at the border at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Get through customs there and then head up to Pasha Lake, where my home will be for the next several days. So we'll get some good footage of some good fishing up there because, well, it's always been good in the past. I can't guarantee it this year, but it should be. Okay, so I'm at Yoder's house in Dubuque, Scott Berry. Got the boat hooked up, and we're going to load up the generator, and we're going to start heading northbound. It's about 3:20 in the morning. We're up, I don't know, somewhere north of Eau Claire. Motor just filled up the tank with gas. We're at a quick trip. We're gonna get some eggs, take up with us, and milk. Next stop should be pretty close to the border, so we'll see you at the border. We're in Two Harbors, Minnesota. We need to stop one more time to get gas. I was about 20 miles shy of making it to the border. We got about 100 miles to go to the border. Gotta fill her up here quick. Yoder's back there checking the hubs and make sure everything's tied down on the boat. Make sure our wheel bearings aren't getting too hot. We're leaving Two Harbors, and that there is one bright sun. We got the Yoder man. We are getting close to the border. I think we got about 15 miles. As you can see, the hills are getting a little bit bigger. A lot of green up here. They're just starting to turn colors. Look at that beautiful Lake Superior. Hopefully in about another 45 minutes, we will be in Canada. We're about ready to cross over into Canada. They say you have to have masks, so we're gonna put those on. We're about ready to cross. There's Pigeon River. That's where we're crossing, Pigeon River. Welcome to Ontario. We will see them hopefully in about 5-6 days. We are in Canada right now. The leaves are turning here, look at that. It's gonna be a gorgeous week. We're gonna do some fishing. I just talked to Scotty Gritters. He is out grouse hunting, getting us some victuals tonight, hopefully. If not, Yoder and I are planning on going fishing when we get up here. Don't know where we're going yet, but we're going somewhere. Beautiful Canada. Well, we got a little problem. You can see the seam gave out. So we had to improvise. Hopefully that holds. One thing I forgot, we always feed the seagulls. They like these too. Here's the 801. We're gonna turn on this old bumpy logging road. We'll go down this road here about 2.5 miles. Looks like we made our home. Pasha Lake cabins. I see buildings. There we are. We're home. Here's our home for the next week. Okay, we made it. We're in 12. We're just gonna, it's getting kind of late. As you can see, the sun's right there. We got about 3 hours of, maybe 3.5 hours of sunlight left. So we're just gonna grab a couple poles. Yoder, myself are gonna go out and try to get a fish or two. Mr. Gritters went out grouse hunting, and he got himself a couple grouse, so he's gonna get these all ready to go and probably cook these up tonight. Look how pretty they are. So hopefully we have walleye and grouse tonight for supper. Okay, we're gonna try fishing here. We're a little bit off there. We drove off the road here. We come into here, and we can see water right down there. So we're gonna try this spot here. We didn't catch a fish tonight. I guess Scotty caught one. He caught a trout. The reason why there's not much water here, it's a walk-in spot. The water's usually up where I'm standing. As you can see, it's only about 6 inches deep all the way out, probably about 15 yards. There's no flow through here, so the walleyes aren't going to be in here. A bad day's fishing is better than a good day at work, I think. That being said, we're going to go back to the cabin, finish unpacking, get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go out the north wind, and if we can get in there with the water being low like this here, it might be tough, but we're going to try it. With that being said, you got the Budman, you know it, from all the way in Canada, 703 miles, I think. We're back at the cabin. We got dishes all done, lots of victuals in there with lots of adult beverages. Freezer's full. We're fixing the tarp. I shouldn't say we, as in Scotty and Yoder. This was a spider web coming up, if you remember. As you can see, we drink a lot of pop, a lot of water. Rooms are pretty nice. They're single beds. Each one here they have 2. That was my bedroom. Rigel, come here. Here's Rigel. Hi. Hi, Rigel. Did you get a grouse today? Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going fishing. Well, good morning, everyone. Today is, I don't care. The time is, don't really care about that either. I'm up in Canada. This is actually day 1 of fishing officially. Like I said, we came in yesterday. So today we are getting ready to go to, I think we're going to go to Toronto. A beautiful lake. It's about 2 hours away because of the roads. The roads you can only do about 30. You see Mr. Gritter's down there hiding behind the hat. Pasha Lake is beautiful. We're going to hook up Scotty's truck because he has the dog kennel with, so we can take that thing right there. Right, Joe. Our fishing companion, as you'll see later on, he's one of the group. What he gets, we get. What we get, he gets. So when we pack sandwiches, there's only 3 guys fishing, but we pack 4 sandwiches, and you'll see that later on today. So he's one of the gang. He's been coming a long time with us. So
11.
How many?
11 years old.
11 years. So that dog's probably been into Canada more times than most people, maybe most families combined, because he usually comes twice a year. Once in the spring, once in the fall.
We'll do something good today. Something good will happen.
Something good's gonna happen today, Mr. Gritter says. Something good will happen. We're putting the tarp on. We had to improvise, like I said on the way up. We had some, the seams came out, as you can see, and we had windage everywhere. So what we did is we zip tied it, because to buy a new tarp for this boat's probably somewhere between $500 and $800 to buy a good one, and that's what this is. I call it jerry rigging because my dad's Gerald, and he can fix anything, so we just call this jerry rigging. So you can see this goes all the way across. And this was only halfway, but it eventually would have tore all the way across and we would have lost this thing. So, but you got to have a tarp up here, A, for the rain and B, for the dust. Then when we get back to Iowa, he'll take it. We got a guy in Bellevue who will actually come in with a big sewing machine, and he can actually sew this back up. Probably cost maybe $100 to do it versus $600–700 to buy a new one. Trees are really starting to turn up here. We started out on kilometer number 4, and we have to go to kilometer 96. The clear cuts, they do sections at a time.
Clear cut. Yeah, leave a few trees for seeds. It's actually really good for moose and grouse.
That there is a good looking view. Okay, we just launched off Pigeon Lake. A little windy. Fish on.
Socks Lucius.
A little northern. Little bugger. That's a nice one. Yoder's got a pike. Small one. Scotty's got a bigger one.
Little E-socks. Oh, little E-socks got a lure. Lure is gone.
It is gone. Well, that happens once in a while, but you know what you do? You retie up and get back at it again. As you can see, it's still windy as all get up here, but we're still catching these little things here.
If I had $1 million,
he'd be richer. We're gonna call her a day. I don't know, we probably caught, I'm gonna say somewhere between 25 and 35 fish each. We do have fish in the live well. We still have a dog in the cage. Tonight we will be eating walleyes and some grouse. We're gonna head back around the corner up here and we're gonna put the boat away.
Yeah.
It's 106 up here. This is our 5th batch of fish that we're cooking. And then we cooked up the grouse. Salsa and cheese. When we say we, it's Yoder and Bud and the main cook. It don't get any better than that.
Get better than that.
So we had a great day fishing. We're going to finish up eating here and then we're going to call her a night because we will do it all over again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. You know it. Live from Canada. We got 2 grouse right here. Another one. 3 of them. Cruising down the road, looking for grouse.
Saw a moose.
We did see a moose, but he took off on us before we could get a picture of him. Got some moose hunters down here. As you can see, they have a John Deere Gator. What we do is we just leave the boats here. That way it keeps the wear and tear of the trailer going back and forth, back and forth. So that's what we do. We set up a little tent, makes it look like somebody's camping here. It saves us quite a bit of time because you can go probably 35, 40, 45 miles an hour on the gravel on the 801 instead of doing 20, 25 at the max. So it works out pretty good going that way. Uh-oh, we got problems here. We're going down a goat trail and we come across this little tree that's out and we got to get rid of it. High-tech machinery, he says. Looks like he had a malfunction. Okay, he did have another little small hand. Oh, there it went. As you can see, it's quite an adventure coming down and getting in some of these lakes. You really got to take your time or you end up in the bush. And that's not a good place to be.
He's concentrating.
He is concentrating. We made it back to the bottom. We're going to put that boat right down in through here. The boat is launched. The truck is out. We're going to try and see if we can do some fishing. Whoa, he got a big old jaw mark on him. Holy cats. Something wanted to get him bad. Just shy of 24 inches. Nice fish. We're back on shore. We're allowed to keep, there's 3, there's 4. We're allowed to keep 2 walleyes apiece. So we got 6 walleyes and 2 northerns apiece. So, but we only kept 2 northerns. That's a pile of fish. We might have a tough time eating those tonight, but I think we can get it done. Started clouding up really bad, so we wanted to get in before it got dark because it's kind of a pain to set up out here in the sticks. So what we're gonna do is we'll leave this boat here, cover everything up. We got a generator like we did yesterday. We'll hook the generator up, run it until it runs out of gas to charge the batteries up in it. I think I come in 3rd place today. I know I did. Other than that, we had a great day. I think Scotty caught up in that 60, 70 range. Yoder was probably in the 50 to 60 range. And the old Budman, arms sore from yesterday, he was probably in that 40 to 50 range. And I think we caught somewhere between that 150, 175 walleyes today and probably another 20 Northerns, we don't need to keep a lot of limits because there's a lot of fish in there, and we're gonna have fun eating those tonight. Anything to say, Gritters? It's 2 days in a row, you're the champ.
No, we had a tremendous day.
Raining. I think it's Tuesday here in Canada. Every morning we get up, we get coffee going. Good morning, guys. And we cook a breakfast. Sausage, bacon, onions, green peppers, mushrooms, eggs, and leftover salsa from last night.
Did you get any good footage of us catching anything yesterday?
I hope so. First we do the bacon, and then on a different pan, we put the onions and green peppers in the mushrooms to get rid of the grease. Potatoes, gotta have potatoes. And dump the veggies in with the bacon and potatoes. And when everything gets mixed in there, then we'll add the eggs. So we have our eggs scrambled, dash of milk in with it. Slump it around a little bit. This will be a breakfast of champions when it's all finished. The cheese, the end product. So we have what's called Pasha Lake toast. Fire, bread. Campfire toast? Don't try this at home. You could be seriously injured or hurt. A little bit burned on the edge. We'll give that one the odor. And we're cruising down the road, and I see this. There's a John Deere 850C, but I'm more interested in this. It's a John Deere 953K. They use this to take trees out. The thing about this here, this was built in Dubuque, Iowa. Grabs the tree, cuts it off, and lays them down. Come 800 miles away from home, and you find a piece of equipment built right out your back door. Boat ramp, Yoder, Gritters. As you can tell, we're a little bit dressed up a little bit better with more clothing today, due to the fact that it's about 35 degrees colder than it was yesterday. I think we launched yesterday at like 76, and today it's like 43. To the Goldie. You gotta catch the small ones before you get the big ones. Okay, we're all on the board. Yeah, that's what they look like. Look at that.
17 feet right here.
17, 8 feet, 18 feet of water, about 20 feet offshore. So, nice fish. The key to walleye fishing is you gotta hit the bottom. If you can't find the bottom, you're not gonna catch walleyes. And I got a feeling I don't have a minnow on here. I'm gonna guess not. Looks like he took my skirt down a little bit. Once in a while you catch your own trolling motor. Holy catch, you got like 30 hunting yards in there. Let's do a comparison.
Oh, buddy. Here's mine. We'll bring mine over.
Oh, you whoops. I'm gonna go with yours as the bigger one. Oh, yeah, there's a nice one, Yoder. Wow. We have turkey, ham, potato chips, and cheese. A mid-morning snack. We got a little mist coming down on us, a little bit of rain, not much. There's a nice little fish. Got my minnow. Gritters was right, 22. See you later, go get your daddy. Yoder's got a little one.
Oh, sorry, Yoder, about that.
And we got a little bit littler one here. Great day. We had a great day yesterday. I think we had a better day today. 180, 200 fish day. I did have one pig on. Did get to take a look at it. It was probably around that 40 inch. It looked like an alligator. We kept 6 walleyes and 1 little northern for eaters. A little bit less than yesterday. Once again, I think old Scotty was the #1 fish catcher. You know why he did? Take a look. That's probably why he was the #1 fish catcher. I'm wearing mine tomorrow. I'm going to guarantee it. There's Rigel running around. So Pasha Lake, 13 cabins. Nothing really special, but it's kind of unique. It's out here in the middle of this bush. These guys here, like I was telling you, they're bear hunting. They're actually from South Dakota. I just talked to them a little bit because we're heading to Lake Nipigon. That makes its own weather out there. If you get out there when it gets windy, you better get off because it's crazy. It's called a shoe tree. As you can see, shoes all the way up. Somebody had to climb way up there.
Yeah, I don't
know what that is,
no,
but
I don't either.
It's been going on for a lot of years.
Oh, that's where they are.
That's where it ended up. Started up there ended up there. Deep down into the bush on their goat trail down to the water. Okay, we are on Lake Nipigon, out in the middle of nowhere. Yoder's got a walleye on there, and might be a pike on it too.
See it?
Yep, I see the flash. There he comes.
Oh!
Well, today was a pretty good day. The Budman come through today, schooled the boys. Yoder had a nice big northern on that actually bit a walleye, so that was kind of cool to watch that come up. Hopefully that showed up. One of the big things we did at the Schrader branch when kids were growing up is we did the best and worst part of the day.
This is unrehearsed, so my best and worst is going to be, I had a huge northern pike, probably the biggest northern pike I've ever seen, and as a fisheries biologist, that's saying something. I got to see it, but it spit out my lure, so it was the best because I got to see a fish that I rarely see, and the worst that it spit out my lure.
I've seen Scotty catch some big northerns up here. I've seen a 42-inch up there where he actually stuck his hand down inside this thing, and I thought if it snaps, his hand's gone. And this one was actually bigger than that one. Yoder's a good friend of ours from Dubuque. Scott Berry, you're up.
So best part of my day was seeing all the wildlife to and from fishing. I think we seen grouse, several foxes on the way there and back, black bear, wildlife that you don't see back in Iowa. Worst was probably I had a walleye reeling one in, and a pike T-boned it, and trying to bring it up, the walleye up, and the line snapped. So away it goes.
Okay, thank you, SNS. Scott and Scott. That was the Scott and Scott show, SNS. As you noticed earlier here, I give a talk about the fishing report, and I was always in third place the last 3 days. Well, the Budman come in first today. And I caught like, I'm going to say about 25 to 30 walleyes in about 40, 50 minutes.
I struggled.
He struggled. He was sick of the struggle, but he doesn't struggle much, and that Scott doesn't struggle much either. So it's always a pleasure and honor for me to outfish these guys because it doesn't happen very often. I'm usually third place out of 3. The worst part of my day is that today is Wednesday, so tomorrow's Thursday. I got to head back home. It's been a great week. We're still going to fish tomorrow. We're going to go out to Nipigon. I think the Budman might come out again tomorrow.
I doubt it.
Well, it's a sad day. It's Thursday. We're going to go fishing, and then I'm going to head back tonight. I'm going to leave about 7 o'clock, so I'll fish to probably about 4, get dropped off, and then I got about an hour and a half drive up to here. So I'm out of here by 7. Great week. Great week. I only got about 18 minutes of filming left, I saw. I'm going to save this to out when we get out on the lake. Probably about a 33 to 34 inch northern. Gonna make sure he swims away. There he goes.
There you go.
That's a big walleye.
Holy big fish. Big Sorry for swearing, but
Scotty's number 50.
for the day.
Not the
For
big
the
one
day.
like Bud just caught, but
And that's Yoder's 50th fish. Okay, the boys are heading back out. They dropped me off. I gotta head back to the States. I gotta go to work tomorrow. What a fabulous day. Probably the best day. I think I've been coming up here 18, 19 years. And this is probably the best day I've had. I come in third place again. He probably caught in that 170, 180 range. Yoder caught that probably that 160 range, and I was sitting at that 140-ish. I caught my biggest fish up here today. It was just shy of 30-inch walleye. It's a beaver dam again. Don't want us to get stopped in here. Okay, we're back on the 801. We're gonna head up all the way to Highway 11, get on Highway 11, head over to Thunder Bay, and then over to the States. Then we got hopefully about 12 hours, 13 hours, I'll be home. I want to give a big shout out to Chad and Michelle, owners of Pasha Lake up here. We had a great time. Anybody interested in going fishing in Ontario, look up Pasha Lake. Google it. It's a great place. They got nice cabins to stay in. It's fun. I'm going to tell you, we had a great week. I'm going to have a long ride home. Get back to Jackson County, right? That might be the largest snowman